Hello everyone. Hopefully planning to knock out 5 and 6 this chapter, this stream. Or is you just wait for their frames to go down? Alright, I'll always get into the game just so this menu music's done for. Alright. What's going on, game? Or stream, I should say. We might be in the clear. Maybe. Alright, you know what? I think I understand what's going on now. I keep reading the current percentage of dropped frames as like what is currently dropping. Rather than that just being like, I guess, total for the whole stream. CPU, my CPU is pretty low. I'm gonna close the game real quick and just restart the game. Since I changed a couple graphical things. Alright, we should be fine. Okay, so we're starting to sell that. Let me go around town. Oh, I did that already, huh? Went around town and collected the shrines that I couldn't get for. So let me go to the Trouble Center real quick and do this then. Price adjustment. This is just free money. You don't actually have to look at the prices of the items at the different stores. You can just walk up to them right here and tell them. He says the exact same thing for everything. That they're all low prices. Why? I don't know. There goes ST. That's the quest we want, or the trouble we want. She says it was in Creepy Steeple, but guess what? There it is. She will give us an item as a completion. I believe it's just a cake piece. No, she gives you a jelly shroom. Honey shroom, yeah. It's kind of cool that she is at least tells you something specific if you are full of inventory, which I am. So sorry, Mr. Softener. Alright, I'm going to cook this ultra shroom and this jam and jelly. You can cook for an easy recipe. You can cook any mushroom and any syrup, like honey syrup, maple syrup, jam and jelly, to get anything similar to this, where it would be a mushroom. It would just be the healing of the mushroom and the healing of the jelly at the same time. Do I have another one? No. I don't really want to cook the... Okay, there we go, jeez. If you cook something that she doesn't really do something good with, you'll just instead get a... Yeah. We could call something called a mistake. Like, it's just called mistake. And it just heals you for one. If you want to 100% the game and get and complete the cookbook, you have to make a mistake, so... If you actually plan on doing that, you can just toss in any normal, actual item. Most items that aren't, healing items in the game usually, result in just a mistake. Most of them. I'm selling stuff, aren't I? Yeah. Don't want to spend too much money because 999 is the max. So let's just not overspend. Could just immediately get rid of stuff that you know is over 3 BP. Or badges that you know you just don't want to use up. Alright, that's gonna be it for now. Whoops. Wrong button as usual. Alright. Now I'm just going to go to... I'm just going to go 2 screens to the... Or just go 2 screens away because that'll restock, or at least reset the shop of the guy in town. Since I believe he could sell a Ultra Shroom. I'm not sure if I bought it already. A dried shroom, I believe when you click that, I believe you just cooked into a normal mushroom. Which is weird, but I think that's what happens. I could be wrong. Probably just a mistake. I'm not gonna worry about it right now then. Instead, I realized I missed a shine here in this home. Come on. Come on now. There we go. So we've got to do that again, but... Shine, get. Come on, there you go. Alright, cool. Alright, I think that's all the shines we can get right now. No, there is one more. It's in the sewers, though. So I kind of don't feel like getting it. I don't need it right now anyway. Did we already... We already went to the door, didn't we? Yeah. We already did all that. So we need to find a... Yeah. We need to find a captain for our ship to go to the island. You know, I've been meaning to talk to him, see what he says for other things. I just keep forgetting about it. So Flavio is telling us that, the way to Keyhole Key is usually not a good place to go because a ghost king by the name of Cortez, or Pirate King, sorry. Pirate King is, guarding it in the treasure. But along the treasure is apparently a crystal star, so we are not going to say no to that. And so Flavio, so we're like, well, we don't have a ship. And Flavio's like, whatever, I could get a ship. I'm rich, buddy. So we have a ship, but you'll see that there's a problem in a minute. Yep. Sure, it's a nice ship and all, but we need a captain, and Flavio's not really a captain. But Papach, yeah, I think that's his name. Patch says that there's a legendary captain in town somewhere. And of course we are tasked to go find him. Usually by unanimous decision that we didn't have a say in. You see our mouse friend is gone too. I think he comes back after this chapter. After this one or the next chapter he'll come back. Which it would be nice to have less than like 300 coins when he comes back, because he'll pay us back greatly since we invested money into him. Okay. That was me checking the button. So this old captain lives in that house that's next to the trouble center, but unless you just have played this game a bunch, you'll notice that you'll know that the door is locked, and this is the way to get in. Before we talk to him, let's just go in here. And Bobbery's like, never heard of him. Now get out of my house. Then I believe you're like, well, what do we do now? And so you go back to Frankly and ask him about Bobbery. And he'll say, oh yeah, he just lives right next door. And he's being quite a rough old man who says that he is, no matter what, he's not going to go back to sea after what happened. So we gotta go find someone in town to do it. I believe if you talk to Frankly again, he'll talk about Podley, who is the bartender here. I think all the characters that are the bartenders in this game are just all named Podley. Ah, well, shit. There we go, yep. So Pilot tells us that it's a sad tale. Basically says that Bobbery had a wife named Scarlet, and they were both madly in love, because of course that is how Nintendo characters are. And while Bobbery was gone at sea, Scarlet fell ill with some kind of illness, and because she was just by herself and Bobbery wasn't there, she ended up dying from it. And Polly says that on her deathbed, she wrote a note to Bobbery, or letter to Bobbery, which we were just given, that supposedly will help Bobbery come to terms with what happened. The letter basically said that despite Bobbery not really being there for her when she was dying, she understands that to not feel sort of guilt in her death and to continue his life with the sea, basically. And so because of that, he sort of gets rejuvenated with life and passion for the sea, and it's like, all right, well, let's go, boyos. And so there we are. Now we have a captain. We get a nice newfangled text message on our Game Boy Advance SP. No, okay. That wasn't really two screens, so I don't think I will reset the shop. We'll check one more time before leaving. I'll hit this on the way there, just in case something happens that causes the game to crash or something. You don't never know. And you're usually asked, yeah, if you want to leave, because you can't go back to Rogueport until this chapter is done, so. This is a one-way trip. Unlike all the other chapters where you're usually given a way to get to and back from there, this one, you're on a boat. Something will happen to said boat on the way there, and you'll just be trapped on the island until the rest of the chapter. So, this is a good time to make sure to do stuff you want to do before leaving for this chapter. the key to pirates. And you saw right before the chapter screen came up, an Exonaut appeared and said and reported that the black Exonaut is on the vessel. Who that could possibly mean, we have no idea. But apparently, this imposter among us. Who could it be? Well, we don't know. That orange toad looking kind of sussy though. And after, I think, I wasn't paying attention, but after like 2 or 3 days, we're on the verge of making it to Keyhole Key, but the ship stopped. Flavio's saying a bunch of stupid shit, as usual. So we are instructed Papatch to look and see what the problem is. As a kid, I always thought that was a weird telescope, but that's just the flag, the white flag with the sun or flower or whatever. I thought that was a telescope for some reason. No, don't ask. And these are supposed to be, it's weird. If you've played the original Paper Mario, then you know that these enemies are just fire ghosts, or like just fireballs. But in this game, they're portrayed as ghosts. Don't ask why, I don't know. Because in the first Paper Mario, you fought these enemies like in the volcano, and they were red and everything. They were the blue ones also, but they were like, you fought them like a couple times and you never saw them again. And you do fight the red ones in this game also. They are in a cave. Really, the last place you would think you would find fire enemies in this game would be in a cave in a sea-themed chapter, but that's just what they decided to do. Then after 3 days of sort of updates, about half the crew is missing, including Bobry. They just assumed the worst, because Flavio. But we apparently did wash up on the shore, and they used the boat remains to sort of make a camp. And so here we are in Keyhole Key. As I forget the buns again. Jesus. But there's one special thing you can do on this island. Introduces this enemy, or not introduces, they were in the original also. Whack-a-bumps. You hit them, they drop a whack-a-bump. They restore 25 HP and FP. I don't think you can cook them into anything, but this is really good for money. Various shops sell these for, buy these for lots of coins, so not a bad money thing, but you can also just sell badges for money, so having the whack-a-bumps as a sort of money cheat, quote-unquote, is weird because just sell badges you don't want, boom, you're rich. Like, there's multiple things you can do in this game to get money, so whack-a-bumps is a weird way to do it, since I'd rather just keep them for their healing purposes. So Flavio and Papatch were arguing over each other. I don't remember exactly why, but they were about to go have a duel when these ghosts, quote-unquote, appeared. Let's just use our new ability, which is Art Attack. Really good for dealing with large crowds of enemies. That's about it. If you stick around all of the enemies, and make sure you don't like cut into them or whatever, then you do 3 damage to them. This goes for a good amount of time. There we go. We did what, 12, 15 damage to them? They only have like maybe 70 HP, so. And because of that, Flavio entrusts us to go look farther into the island to see. Yeah, not much of a shop there. Of course, it is a sort of shop that was just made out of rubble, so don't expect big things out of that shop. The ice storm may be good because these are fire enemies, so they have a good chance of freezing, but I'm good on other stuff. These are the green fuzzies we fought at the Glitch Pit. Their gimmick is they can split into other fuzzies, fuzzies. They can basically just multiply, and honestly, it's kind of overpowered because you can just farm them for experience. Okay. I'll do that to this chapter. I can't do it now, obviously, but I realized I forgot to go talk to Merlovely again. Or Merly? I think it's Merly here. How much could do HP? I might use a good amount of FP this chapter, but I'm more worried about my health right now. But yeah, I forgot to go talk to Merly and recharge, quote unquote, my sort of bonus thing of her appearing during battle. It's not time based, but it is, I don't know, you could just run out during this chapter, and I don't want that to happen. Nice. Oh, awesome. And he's multiplying? That's good stuff, baby. I haven't gotten a bingo yet because I'm not really trying to get bingos at the moment. A bingo would have been kind of useless right now since I just leveled up and got all my stuff back. Nice. Whew. Alright, so money is not an issue at all for this chapter. I'm going to swap to Vivian. I believe these are naval piranhas. Future piranha. I believe naval piranhas were the black and white piranhas from chapter 2. So, alright. Okay, I'm gonna swap to Vivian. Because he is almost dead, and I know Mario does more damage with the hammer right now. Oh, no. Oh, really? Wait, 4? That ability would poison if we were to actually get hit by it. Poison lasts 9 turns in this game for some reason. Though this is another sort of back and forth section. Thank you, Merly. That's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna get hit. Alright, but now you're finally gonna be able to see Fiery Jinx in action. There you go. If done correctly, it'll just set every enemy on fire. It's really, really a good attack. The damage of the ability is also based off just how many buttons you actually end up inputting. That, Flower Fuzzy always ends up getting stuck. Right there. Like, he'll chase after us, but I'm guessing because he falls on the ledge, his AI sort of freaks out. And so yeah, that just happens. The only problem with Fire Jinx Um, one, it'll do no damage like you just saw if I screw up. Two, it costs 6 flower points to use. That's unfortunate. I should have just blocked. I'll just take out a Flower Fuzzy now. I don't want to get more points taken. Jeez. Alright, we're already at 60 points. That's nice. It is better overall to just keep Yoshi out for this chapter, or for this section, because you are going to be a lot of running around. There is also a Thunder Rage you can get here. Now, let's see. I'm gonna get rid of the Bushi here, actually. Took some thought, but and there's the rest of the crew. Four Eyes, Bobbery, and Green Toad. A handful of the characters in this chapter actually have like reasons for coming here rather than just being thrown together for the sake of characters to be in a chapter. The Green Toad, who looks worried all the time with the hand on his mouth, is the story is that he came here to look for his brother, who came to Keyhole Key and never came back. Usually taken by the ghost, he assumes. Could use this on Vivian. There we go. Now we have a clear space. You know what? I'm not even gonna grab it. I don't need it. I don't need to sell it. I don't need it at all. And you cannot use Fiery Jinx on these enemies because they are fire. Using Fiery Jinx will cause them to just instead gain health and split. I don't think the splitting works in this game. They split in... They did have a split ability in the original Paper Mario when you hit them with a fire attack. Not in this game, I believe. They very much made them weaker in this version of the game, which is a bit unfortunate. As you can see, when you cut into the enemies, they it deals less damage. Doesn't really matter though. You're given plenty of time to do this. And so Bobbery is like feeling pretty weak right now, so he says for us to go retrieve a Chocola Cola, sort of as his final meal kind of deal. If you're wondering, no, you cannot drop down a bridge into this pipe. You can sort of see with your perception that it's not on the same vertical level. Is that the right word to put it? Well, basically putting they're not on the same plane to where I could fall down to it. That's what I'm saying. And because we went 2 screens away, all the enemies have respawned. So there we go. So expect to get into lots of goofy fights here. on this guard. They don't get added HP if they take more HP than they had. If they were full HP and they take more HP, they do not get extra HP. So he's still at 5 HP, despite taking 2 of them. It does not put him at 7. I had to think of something for a minute. I might buy some stuff just to use it. Fuck. Yeah, you know what? I did pick up a coconut. I'll just do this first. So we picked up the coconut ahead of time because we will find out that Flavio has the Chocola Cola, which is a reference to Superstar Saga, which came out I think a year before this. So yeah, telling him the Admiral Bobbery wants it for his last thing, so Flavio says that we can come to a sort of trade, where if he finds something island-like for this Chocola Cola, then we can have it, and we give him a coconut. Until he gives it to us. Now if you notice, it's kind of pinkish in this game. In the original Japanese version, it's more red, because I believe in the original Japanese game is not even called Chocola Cola, it's just like wine. And of course, because this is America, you can't really have alcoholic references in your game, so and you gotta change it to Chocola Cola, which I'm completely fine with. It gives us a nice Superstar Saga reference, which I don't mind at all. Now, the reason I'm using it on characters I don't have out, because if you use a healing item on an enemy that's not currently equipped to your party, like anyone else but Yoshi right now, you won't go through the animation of using the item. It just saves time, if anything. But now that we have the Chocola Cola, we can bring it back to Bobbery. And of course, piranha plants are back. There's no quick way back up there. We have to rescale it. Good stuff. We are close to leveling up. I am trying to think. I'm thinking if I should just use an ability. We're close to leveling up. I could just use Fiery Jinx. Obviously, Super Guarding would speed up the process of killing him. No, he's actually dead. For some reason I forgot I Fiery Jinxed him. Completely forgot about that there. Again, I'm not even trading badges so that's just useless. It'll fight him again. It'll believe this will level us up. Yep. It's got a sleepy sheep too, huh? Let me see if using Yoshi will get us to use Art Attack. Yeah. That should be enough. Yep. And there we go. That should level up, and we can level more FP. Now, you did see I did draw through the fuzzy, but I was still able to get the full damage. That's because if you still if you don't connect to that line and still manage to draw around it with the circle, then it's fine. If you were to complete the circle with it being cut into the enemy, then it would do less damage. Alright. Cool. There we go. So, after having his last drink, he sort of seemingly just dies, but if you were to talk to him, he actually just falls asleep. So we just give him a whack. Find out he's still alive, and then he's like, well, I guess I'll just join you then. And that's it for our party. We have a full party. There is a secret companion we can get from the Trouble Center, but I'm not doing that. Spoilers, because she will not appear for the rest of the game. It is Ms. Mouse, the little mouse thief that has been seemingly where we would need to be every now and then. You're able to have her as a partner. But we're not getting her. Sorry. Which is why I talked about skipping 6 shine sprites. So we just don't need to worry about upgrading her, because we're not getting her, so. So now we have Bobber, we can continue on. But a large stone blocks our way. Back to Yoshi, sorry, Bobbery. Bobbery is, he's kind of the tanky character. He doesn't have defense like Koops does, but he has the most health of any of the partners. He has 20 health starting, and I believe he goes up to 40 after upgrading him twice. I think he does the same amount of damage as everyone else, but he starts off with extra damage. Like, I believe he does 4 damage by himself. At first. And then we'll increase to 1 damage when you level up, so he'll go to 5, and then he'll be at 6. In the original Paper Mario, usually like the second partner you got, or third partner you got was a bomb. This game is the last partner, so. Well, now that Bobbery is alive and well, we come to Flavio and we're told of the skull-shaped hole. And being told too that because he has a skull rock, that he should give it to us. And so Flavio's like, but we should just have a vote if Flavio should go with everyone. And then everyone's like, God, please, yes. And in speedruns, this is actually a very popular thing in Paper Mario speedruns where the way it's programmed for NPCs to follow you, like Flavio right now, is if I were to just suddenly put in like a cheat code to warp to the final boss, Flavio will still be there behind me because the game, I guess, I don't know the actual 100% programming science behind it, but Flavio is basically programmed to follow us forever until we get to that specific part of the game. And obviously we can't do anything but do that specific part because we're trapped on this island. But speedrunners usually get here early through a warp pipe that acts as a shortcut. Do this part and then leave to the warp pipe and continue on breaking and doing crazy things to getting through the game quickly. So they'll have Flavio with them forever, which is usually a very popular thing in speedruns. I spent 12 coins on that for nothing. So Flavio's like, a dead end. But he's just right here, and we talk to him to get him his, 3 times. Okay. I always usually get it mixed up in my head. So we need School Gym. But we managed to convince him to just let us borrow it. Take out Bobbery for this. And with the Skull Gem, we can now activate these statues. The trick to the statues is that Flavio is like singing a song, and usually the lyrics to the song is 3 times red stash lands on his end, and you smash the belly of the blue one 4 times. So you ground pound the red one 3 times, and you hammer the big one 4 times. Getting any of it incorrect will just make enemies appear. Yeah, that was too early. There is actually a glitch you could do here. I'm not gonna do it though, but if you go into paper mode, like stand up right against the wall and go into paper mode, and then while it's blowing up the wall, you can move during the explosion cutscene and just go through the area, the loading area. It'll just skip this whole cutscene. But if you do come out back out the wall, the bomb hole will still be there. So you have to sort of go back and blow it up the wall. It's just a fun little thing to do. Obviously, for speed runs, it speeds up the game. I did it, I think, on my first stream in this game. I did it for fun. It's not a hard glitch. It's really a hard glitch to do at all. But now we are in Parts Grotto. As we slowly make our way. Why did I jump on him? Why did I do that? Now, despite what I said earlier about fire attacks making these guys multiply, Bobbery's explosion doesn't really count for some reason. Okay, I apologize I was incorrect about the Bobbery damage. But Bobbery has a really special thing about him. You see this fog? In a minute I'll tell you what. So, Bobbery can just blast away the fog. Fog is now gone. Lava bubbles definitely have less health than their other enemy counterparts. Luckily he's sort of trapped on the bottom. His bottom part's trapped on the platform, so we can just do that. Ooh, baby. So I was a bit incorrect about the damage of Bobbery. He actually does, as you can just see, 5 damage by default. Hence why he's probably one of the best partners of the game, damage-wise, just because of that. It's a game controller. Now there is a special item we need to get. I don't know why I'm really forgetting my buttons. Cool. Now you're intended to go into like paper mode and just slowly shimmy your way through that, but you could just do that. Here's the first bullet bills of the game. They give you no star points at all, which is fair because they're sort of infinitely spawning enemies unless you take care of the source. Unlike the original Paper Mario, where the Bill Blasters will just shoot bullet bills kind of randomly. In this game, they always shoot at the same time, so you can't really sort of zigzag between them. Now they got a good amount of defense. I think that's what, 2 defense? Cool. You'll love to see it. Of course, clearing away the fog does still count as doing an attack, so it is still possible that clearing the fog will just still do no damage to the enemy. It is possible to hold in the button too long that it ends up doing no damage to the enemy. Keep that in mind. You actually need to let go when the lights up. Cool. Bobbery is currently electrified, which is, there is a badge that does that. There's also an item that does that. But basically that just makes it so that if an enemy touches me manually, like melee-wise, like an enemy physically touches me, then the enemy will get electrocuted for 1 damage. It will still do damage to me though. So. Now then. This is a bulky Bob-omb. These enemies, if you do any fire damage to them, they will explode immediately, similar to normal Bob-ombs. However, these bulky Bob-ombs, they don't attack for 5 turns, basically. Okay. I'm actually better to use a hammer for these because of the 1 defense. Makes my hammer do 3 while my jump does 2. There you go. The first turn they just light up their fuse. The second turn they, I believe, get a defense up. Then their third turn I believe is a damage up, and then their third turn is sort of like a big charge up of like 8 damage or something. And then they explode. I don't know exactly how much damage that would do, but wouldn't be good to get hit. I've never personally gotten hit by their big attack. I always defeat them. But if you use Bobbery, it will make them blow up instantly. And it's unblockable damage. Whoops. It's completely unblockable. Or super guardable. Yeah. However, Bobbery does not fall under the category of normal Bob-omb logics, so him getting hit with fire attack or being set on fire does not kill him instantly, thank goodness. They only happened in the original Paper Mario because partners could take 1 hit. There's like 3 different ways you can get that shine sprite. You can just use Coops on the top shelf, Bobbery. You're given lots of options for that one. Now Buzzy Beetles in general are completely immune to bombs if they're on their legs and have their shell. So I sadly had to waste a turn just to kill this one. Then I have to defend with him because Bobbery obviously can't do anything. And I believe those things have like 3 defense. You've got to get them out of defense. It's best just to avoid them. There's a few of them in this cave. Now, I can show you guys what using a fire attack will do. I will of course fight this one normally, to avoid getting hit with less damage. And here we go. Unblockable, super guardable, just 2 damage you just have to take. However, it will completely get rid of all the enemies, since bulky bombs are always with other bulky bombs. It'd basically just be a giant chain reaction of explosions. Now, awesome. There are usually a couple ways you could also just get that switch. I feel like the main way you're meant to get that is with Bobbery, but you can also get that with Coops. That's not making that. There you go. Obviously better to just have Bobbery land next to the switch rather than on it, because then you'll have to detonate it earlier, or else it'll just fall into the water. I'm going to take Coops out because there is a shine in a minute. Also a room full of Parabuzzies. Wow. There you go. That's at 10 right now. Cool. Another rolling section. I believe this is the only tube section you need to do in this chapter, so that's not true. Actually, you need to go back and forth here a few times. You just cannot get the full 10 on that. Yep. Those jumps are always tricky. Because sometimes when the barrel is bouncing up and down, it'll like send you in like mid-air for like a tiny bit, which will just make it to where you can't jump. Fortunate. Now, I never went over them, but Bobbery has currently one ability to use, which is Rally? Something? You know what? I know a good point to use Thunder Rage. It's called Rally something. I think. Bomb Squad. I'm thinking of Goombella. It is not just like Bombette from the original, where it would just blow up everybody. It instead sends out 3 bombs that after 3 turns will blow up, and you have to aim manually where the bombs are going. Bobbery is getting kind of low because when you level up, the partners you have in your current party are who get healed. I don't think I've leveled up since getting Bobbery, but basically I need to make sure to have him out. Since he's going to be in danger soon. Also, that defense did nothing for me. Alright. That's the one bingo you don't want to get. Is the 3 poison shrooms. That'll completely like get rid of the crowd. I think you lose all your star points, or not star points, your star meter. Dang, I was hoping that would hit. Awesome. You'll lose half of your FP and half your HP for you and your partner, and you'll be poisoned. So, not good. Whoops. Nope, nope, nope. Use these art attacks, we're gonna be leveling up from this. Great. There we go. I will do HP for this one, since lots of stuff's gonna go happen with the boss. So I would rather just have the health for that. That brings us to level 13. Ah, shucks. Most of the coins went into the water. Alright. Another bomb section. There's a trick you can do here. Awesome. It is possible if you're in a specific position to just also sort of squeeze in between them to where you don't even need to fight them, but ooh, you son of a bitch. I'll just let him hit me, whatever. I can afford to do this, because I believe Bobbery will just kill it. There we go. Not much of a health gain, but again, all the health back basically. And it won't be a 100% filling, but it also is sometimes when you get a bingo, just your audience will slightly fill up, or mostly fill up. It's not always just a guaranteed back to max capacity. Damn. I probably could have just stayed where I was. You can also super guard bullet pills. Okay, so I'll see which one broke to see which one. Oh. There we go. That's not even gonna do anything. Why didn't I power smash? Gradual syrup gradually restores your FP. I'll just auto attack everything. I don't feel like dealing with this. I could have wrist tremored actually. Very much overkill. I only needed to do 2 full circles and then everything was dead. There we go. I always want to be sure to spin jump so I can at least know I'm killing it. And there we go. This is already over. Later. Weird order that they died in. Didn't really matter, but strange. Alright. Now we've seen we reached a dead end because we just fell down, jumped down somewhere we can't get back up. But this is the final cursed chest of the game. As usual, he'll try to convince us that he's not a cursed chest, but we tell him this is the 4th time we found him, so we already know what's gonna go on. And he's like, well, Alright, dude. Jeez. I had a whole speech prepared and everything, but whatever, man. Um, let me try this. Cool. I believe they are considered like flying enemies, which is why they are usually easy to succumb to that. Clears his throat and everything, and then does his old shtick. And now, we can turn into a boat. That's a panel we've seen throughout the whole game. Literally the first time we saw that panel was when we got to Rogueport in the beginning of the game. Yeah, I get it. And that's it for a chest, man. We will never see that bloke again. And now, we can pretty much do all the stuff we need to do here. I believe we won't really be fighting anything again. Except for the boss. I believe so. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Yeah, because these boats don't count as solid ground, it brings us all the way back to that platform. There we go. There we go. We only have to do this one more time. Alright. Good lord. Oh, good lordy. Come on now. So we need to make our way up here. I had to think about it for a second where we even needed to go. There's also a hidden badge up behind our waterfall, but it is just a defense plus partner. So I'm not gonna bother. Now that we have all our curse abilities, we could just, and all our partners, we could essentially explore all of Rogueport. Actually, it's just best to go right here. I'll wait for the next one. Luckily, the two-screen rule doesn't really apply to dungeons. That's why we'll be able to just be safe and not fight any more enemies. Alright, I'm gonna make a save state here. Save state 1. Because there is sort of supposedly a thing that can happen here, and the game will just crash. Clearly didn't happen here, but it's supposedly a rare thing that can happen to people. It'll just crash randomly here. I could be incorrect, and it's a completely different reason why that crashes, but no, let's manually save, so we don't have to worry about the save state anymore. Alright, this is the final-ish section of the dungeon. Really the final troubling room, and boy oh boy. Alright, that's pretty lucky. We just stuck to the bottom row. These trapped survivors, of course, there's a rat see us, and they're like, is that a paper boat? Great. What a ripoff. So now let's go and save these very grateful people. I should have done that one first, but it's fine. Oh, fuck, I pressed the wrong button. Hopefully, yep, cool. Sorry, Yoshi. Sorry, Tigro. There we go. These people are now saved. You may have noticed some familiar faces in there. It's Francesca and Frankie, the Don Pianta's daughters, and the underling, employee, I guess. I don't know, what's the word for the mafia? I don't know. Oh, Jesus, okay. Well, Cortez is just right here. Still a total surprise who that person is. We have no idea. It's not like they just named it, dropped Grotus or anything. Alright. Back to the usual. You know what? I'm gonna keep this like this. This is meant to be a dang challenge. And this, and freaking Power Bounce ain't doing much for it. Alright, I'm gonna be right back though, before this happens, so stick around. Alright. Alright. Okie dokie. Holy moly, how many frames did I drop? Nope, don't do that. Alright. I'll turn your mustache into a bone polisher, amigo. I can't power lift. Yeah. Let's get a power lift now. I'll save the power punch for after this fight. Three, nice. This should be it for this phase. Awesome. Well, that's gonna be a good bit of damage. Whew, 16 damage. And that's it for that phase. As we say in the business, get fucked. That's 10 damage. I might be able to do this. There we go. There was a whole thing where if I didn't kill him that turn, he would have sucked out half the souls of the audience and brought him back to full 20 health for that phase. But luckily we just skipped that by just beating him in one turn. Cool. I wouldn't have been able to do that had Merley showed up. So, of course Cortez can't die because he's already dead and a ghost, so he's like, well, you beat me, so take my treasure if you want. And he's like, and Mario's like, well, I kind of just want that crystal star there. And he's like, oh, all right. And we have Sweet Feast now. Which is probably the best best way to heal in the game. It is basically a souped up version of Sweet Treat, which is a very slow way to heal yourself. It's the first stars like crystal star ability you get before Earth Tremor. Sweet Feast is a much better version of that. We never did use up Sweet Treat, but it's kind of a reason we never used it. I would argue it's better to just spend money on healing items than using Sweet Treat. Though I will say that using Sweet Treat does also heal poison and just heal you of anything. So that's good. And well, following the earthquake, quote unquote, from the Cortez fight, there's a crack this crack in the wall showed up. And apparently this just leads right outside. Despite there being, a giant cave opening and a giant opening in the ceiling right in that background, but yeah, the opening's right here. Just more showing off of GameCube hardware. And look at that, we are just right here. Sure hope nothing bad happens. And there we go, we have 2 Whack-A-Bumps now. You could do this, I don't remember how many times. It's more than 10, I believe. But after a specific amount of times, he'll just leave and not come back. So, we return, tell him we didn't get the treasure, because we didn't even want it. This toad that was worried about his brother finds his brother. So that's all nice, but we're wondering what we're all doing here now. We've got nothing to do, but there's shooting in the distance. I live in Louisiana, so this is pretty close to what I hear every day. And an X-Naut ship, how'd they find us? Oh, and they kidnapped Four Eyes. We gotta go get him back. But no, it's not actually Four Eyes, oh no, it's Lord Crump. Who would have thunk it? Well, they need to hire a new boat captain for that because they're constantly missing. So, we need to find a ship to fight ship 1v1. Sadly, this doesn't actually happen in the game, but it'd be really cool if we were able to do something with that. So, we only know one ship, and it's Cortez's ship. Gonna swap back to Bella because she's just the OP. And yeah. Yeah, keeping Bella out. So Cortez comes back, he's all like, ooh, and he's like, oh, it's y'all again, okay. Flavio tells him that we need the ship. He's just like, why would I just give it to you? Besides, even if I did give it to you, it needs the skull gem. And Flavio's like, what, you mean this? And Flavio's like, yeah, old chum, could you lend me the ship now? He's like, old chum, your fucking family stole that from me yet. And Cortez is like, I could eat you and use you for toothpicks, bruv. And Flavio says something threatening, and Cortez is like, alright. So, now we have a ship. Now we have an army to combat the X-Nauts. And his sail's on fire now. Great. Yeah. I kind of like that they just play the Cortez's theme here again. Makes for good boss music and for apparently good cutscene music. And while this is going on, let's just take care of Crumb. Okay, that was weird. Alright, use the power punch on Goombella actually, because she has multi-bounce, basically. Urgh. Now, Lord Crumb has 60 HP here. It is divided twice into 30. This is sort of the first phase, obviously. I'm not even going to bother fighting that. I'm really good at missing all of my... Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Jesus. At least I got it on the last turn. Like, man. Alright. First phase done. He heals 30. And, yeah. Now that's 5 whole damage he does when he does that. But now that we have the points, let's just power lift and end this. +4, mamma mia. God, man, Crumb's theme is such a fucking bop. Ah. Fuck you. There you go. Cool. Despite the kind of rough beginning of that fight, we ended up being good for it. Well, there you go. Whew. Crump was telling Grotus about his failings, and Grotus is like, alright, well, I'll give you one more chance. And then he also tells the Shadow Sirens to attack us again. So, lots of stuff we're gonna have to deal with next chapter. But, Tech has called in Peach because he needs specific information from from a disk of information that Grotus keeps in his office. So he tells us that rather than getting into a disguise, we will have to turn invisible. Now, as a kid, this was awful for me because it's basically in the first Paper Mario when you had to cook the cake. This is pretty much that because you have to do a bunch of specific instructions. Then wait 30 seconds. Now, I was not the smartest kid playing this growing up. I had a very rough time counting to like the 30-second timer. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly how I was so bad at it, but I just really had a rough time counting to 30 seconds. So I would have my mom come into the room and count for me. And that's how I ended up doing it the first time. That's how I would do it for the first few times until I knew how to count seconds in my head. Alright, so first we pick up all the potions. Doesn't matter which way you pick them up. Then you're meant to read notes around to know where to press them, where to put them. Place the blue next to red. Do not place the red on the far right. Place the orange between the blue and green. Alright. There we go. Is that the right one? Right order? Place the orange between blue and green. Yep. I should be able to, like, just know that's the combination, but I don't know. And now, every time this little cup goes underneath the thing and stops, we have to press the button to put it in. Now you can tell the potions are in the right spot by the green box lighting up after pressing the button and ingesting the liquid. And there we go. After 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And there you go. It being that bright green knows that you did it correctly. Every other time it would be more of a blackish color, and drinking it would cause you to sort of just have a random effect happen to you, like you would go bigger. Very similar to in Super Paper Mario when you fed Peach while she was knocked out in Chapter 7, all the different apples. It is very similar to that. And there we go. So, but Peach's skin is only invisible, so she's got to take off her clothes. Despite her having her clothes off, she's still making like the high heels walking sound effect, but that's just an oversight. So the guy's gonna be like, whoa, that door just opened by itself, man. So we are going to the same place we were before we were in the outfit. It's just all the way down here. It's like an eye patch. But instead, we're just going to go right behind the door. I don't know where Grotus is really during this. But here is the disc. Now we just wait for this. Peach was really excited that she actually got this big technical thing to work, which is pretty fair. I don't think Peach has ever done anything technical in her entire life. She definitely seems like the kind of person who doesn't understand how a computer works, so, you know what, good for her. And now we just need to drink the red green potion to turn back to normal, but Peach is like, wait 1 minute. If you choose any other potion, Tech will just tell you, nope, that's not right. Look, we want to make all that trek back, we're just right back here. So, at the end of the next chapter, in the Peach section, you will find out what was on the data, and boy oh boy, Tech sure will have a nice reaction to it. What's this Bowser section? Oh, right, duh. So, Bowser's in Twilight Town for some reason. I don't know how he's so behind and not in information, but apparently the Crystal Star is here. So, Crumb was looking for his, the Super Bomb, and he's all like, wow, now I can kill people. And after mentioning the Crystal Stars, Bowser's like, huh, what do you know about Crystal Stars? Tell you, bro. Now they're about to fight because they don't like each other. So, Crumb's like, I actually kind of might lose here. But he's like, well, I know what I can do. And Bowser's like, bro, this bomb didn't go off, bro. This is how you set off a bomb. Uh-oh. Good stuff. When I first played this game on my laptop with the emulator, boy oh boy, did I keep crashing the game. So I'm really glad that doesn't just happen now. And now that Cortez is all nice and happy for no reason, he's just in a good mood now. We can use this ship to go back. So, off we go back to Rogueport. Yep. Flavio's putting in the last of his thing saying that everything was nice. He said some important message about not finding treasure, and the real treasure was a friend's roommates along the way, blah blah blah. I'm assuming all the toads go back home because you don't see them really around. Fabio just goes back to the bar, as you do. Peach just tells us that she's good and safe, and she tells us about Tech and how he's nice and helps her, so cool. Is this... no, okay, it is after the next chapter. Alright, let's see what this dude's got. Unfortunate. Alright. Let me think. Okay. With our newfangled partner, awesome. There's also something we can do down in the sewers. There's a couple things we can do down in the sewers, actually, but there's one main one I know of. First, we can come over here. Use Bobbery on this. And boom, there's a shortcut. And I'm actually going to come over here, because there's a couple things I can buy here. Is it right here? Yeah, it's a shop. This is a very pricey shop, as you can see. But hey, it sells ultra shrooms and jam and jellies. Gold bars. I don't know what the point of buying them would be. So I'm going to sell this super shroom. And then I'm going to buy this jam and jelly. Just so. You know what? I'm going to buy this also. Thinking of something. Okay, yeah. I'll just buy it. Can I even buy it? Yeah, okay. Cool. 40 points isn't anything, I guess, which is fine. Luckily, none of the people down here have any, like, troubles you really need to do, so don't need to worry about backtracking for them. But this is what we came down here for. Now, it's going to take a bit, but if you go all the way to the right of the sewers, there's sort of a secret place you can go to. That has a secret enemy that acts as sort of like a mini boss. Not really, though. But, I mean. So, heading right from here will bring you to this little place. Now, that one that's higher up, we actually can't get to it right now, but we're not going to come back here after this time, so that'll be counting towards one of the shines I won't be getting. There you go. Now I'm going to swap to Vivian. Alright. It's a rare enemy, but you can consider it like a mini boss in a way. Game doesn't, but you can. It's got some defense to it, as you can see. Actually, you know what? I didn't need Vivian. Because I can just use one of my many Thunder Rages for this. Yeah, let me go back to Bobbery then. Oh yeah, some heavy damage he do. Believe it only has like 20 health. But yeah, 3 defense. And there it is. Or 15 health, I guess. There you go. The enemy obviously won't respawn, but we're not coming back here anyway. So that is 1. Did I skip another one? Another shine somewhere? I think I did. When I first mentioned the whole skipping shine process. Did I skip that shine? I'm starting to think I haven't really skipped any shines except that one. That was the first shine I actually skipped. Oh no, you know what? I skipped a shine in chapter 2. So that's 2 shines we've skipped so far. I might end up getting a majority of them anyway, if anything. Alright. That's the next star location. Boy, is it a pain to get there. Yep. Impossibly Heights. But there's only one way to get there, and it is by train. Let's see, that's Cortez. In the bucket, that's gonna be Cortez and Crump, I believe. That should be just Cortez and Crump. Yep. This is what I was talking about earlier, where Merle will tell us that's in the House of the Dragon, beyond the reversible stair near the empty black chest, lies a clue. This is what I was talking about, where we can power up our allies even more. And we need to go all the way to Hooktail Castle to get it. Which I will do right now, because it's very worth to get this. I will also go here to refresh. Whoops. Special pass, please. Thank you. 404, money not found. Alright, cool. That'll probably be it for the rest of the game for Merly. Unless I get really lucky and she activates a lot, then I might have to go refresh her again. Who knows? Alright, of course before. This is to another Shine Sprite. I feel like I could skip this one. We'll just see. How many do I have? 15. That's 5 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could get everyone's second ability after this. Which, actually, crazily enough, Bobbery's not very useful in the next chapter. Like, I don't think at all he's used. I don't think there's a single thing that happens that Bobbery's needed for. So, there's no real reason to even touch him. So I might not just do that. Maybe I wish you could actually not worry about the paper plane mode here. There we go. Luckily the paratrooper decided to fly very early to me. Now, we would have to backtrack all the way here if we want to get Miss Mouse also, but because we did not, we don't care, and don't have to at all. So, beyond the reversible stair, which is this thing, beyond the room with the black chest, howdy sir. Alright. Now, this was here the entire time, but you just weren't able to do anything with it. There is a crack in the wall right here. This is what Merlin was talking about. There we go, up arrow. Sadly, unlike Super Mario, we don't really have anything to get back, so we have to manually walk all the way back. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Come on. Alright. Almost scot-free. We just gotta getting past this room the other way is kind of tricky. Alright, cool. Come on. Jesus. My button mapping is just really screwy. I don't know why I did it this way. Alright, so we're at 15 shines. Everyone's just gonna get their second ability. Because I'm not even gonna bother with Bobbery. I have no reason to at all. Also, with Yoshi, I can just do this. Alright, never mind. I will do nothing. Alright. Alright. So, now that we have our shines and our up arrows, well, it's like, what? An up arrow? Yep, now we got the Ultra Stone. He apparently had the Ultra Stone the whole time, and just kept it in his attic, and that's what the up arrow meant. He went up to his attic and found it. So, now we can upgrade our allies more. Yeah, so Bobbery would get hold fast to damage direct attackers, and then his second ability would be Bombastic, which will just blow up all enemies. It costs 9 flower points. Goombella will get Rally Wing, so that it basically just gives Mario an extra turn. Basically, it will use up Goombella's turn to just make Mario attack again. That's really what it is. Koops gets Shell Slam to attack all ground enemies. What it doesn't, I don't know why it doesn't tell you what it actually does, because he already has an ability that does that, which is Power Shell, but Shell Slam makes it so that you attack all ground enemies, and it pierces their defenses as well. I believe it does a little extra damage too. So good on enemies that are very high defensive. I'm actually just not going to do Flurry either, because I do use Flurry once in Chapter 6, but other than that, I don't really use her offensively. Well, I do use her offensively, but you know what I mean. There's maybe a couple battles that I'll use her offensively, and one they have to blow away stuff. But Yoshi gets Stampede, which acts as a sort of attack all ability. Basically, everyone basically gets a attack everything sort of move. Almost. Oh, whoops. I mean to say no. Vivian gets Infatuate to confuse all enemies. I simply use this just so so her Fiery Jinx can do more damage. I never use Infatuate at all. I genuinely don't think it's that good of an ability. Alright, one more upgrade. I might just use it on Bobbery. Since, like I said, I don't use flurries offensively. And there we go. Alright, that's everyone. And yes, I didn't really read out Flurry's second ability. Flurry gets Dodgy Fog, which I believe it just makes Mario dodgy. I believe that's what that does. Again, I never use it. It's a fairly good ability because it gives Mario the ability to just not take damage, but it also means you have to have Flurry out in your party, and she's probably the worst offensive partner. Shooting Star, I might buy that. I say might, but here I go. There we go. I believe you can actually cook that into something. I'm not going to cook that now, but I believe you can do something with that. So, I bought an Ultra Shroom and a Jam and Jelly, just so I can make another one. Ultra Jelly. But, or sorry, Jelly Ultra. But I also bought just a normal Ultra Shroom, just to cook it by itself. Yep, and you get a Shroom Steak, 30 HP and 10 FP. Not bad. Now, let's continue. Yes. So, we clearly can get a ticket at the moment, or we can't get a ticket at the moment because we can't just go and buy one. So, we have to talk to the man himself again. No way they're going to introduce this character and not make you do two things for him. But this time, Don Pianto's bedridden and he's moaning about Francesca because he's apparently missing his sweet Will girl. So his two subordinates, I guess, say that, hey, if you can bring Francesca and Frankie here, we'll get you 2 tickets to the train. But they have no idea where they are. So instead, Mario's like, I know where they are. And they're like, huh? And so, we'll just go get them. We can't get the actual shortcut to Keyhole Key yet. But, we can just go there manually for now. No problemo. If you're wondering why I'm not taking that boat panel over to where I can take that, because all there is a badge and a star piece. So I have no reason to take it. Looks like I can skip this. Right? There we go. So, yes, hello everyone. Good to see you guys again, I guess. Both the fuzzies in this area are gone because they're NPC spots now. So, we tell Francesca and Frankie that the boss is sick, but they can't really leave right now because there's a special situation on right now. The wedding ring that Frankie got Francesca is missing. And Frankie's like, look, the boss is sick though. We can just forget about the ring and go to the boss. And she's like, bro, how you gonna say that? You bought that ring for our love, and you're just gonna be here and freaking just drop it and leave? Like, so she's like, I'm only gonna do it if you say I love you 100 times. And so here we are. Riveting stuff. And there you go. You big silly Billy. And there you go. We can go find her stuff. The piranha plants are still here though. Didn't say I was gonna fight him though. I only have to deal with these guys once, and I'm not doing it. There's the ring. Of course, we have to backtrack all the way to it. Whatever, man. And there we go. Yep, now they can go home. So they'll miss at the dock. Sure. So, sorry, Cortez, but, we don't really have to take you anymore. Cortez's duty has been fulfilled. And yeah, she's wearing the ring, too. Oh, Daddy. True. Alright. So, let's go. Fuck you, Luigi. Says Wario. I can say that, I'm Wario. After this chapter, though. Alright, what you got, bud? The notice room, I'll be taking that. Thanks. No, fuck you. Alright, we don't need to buy anything from that guy anymore. We've got everything we need from him. Oops, don't do that. And so, we bring her back, he perks right back up. All is fine and dandy. But, now Pinata realizes that, his age is getting to him, so he just decided to just retire right there on the spot. And gives the CEO position to, or mob boss, I guess, to Frankie. So now Frankie's the mob boss, and Don Pinata's like, well. And so, Don Pinata's like, well, it's good you just did it out of the goodness of your heart, not to expect any, and didn't do it for, like, tickets or anything, and then they're like, well. And so he's like, oh, y'all just want a train ticket? Alright, yeah, here you go. Well, and he's like, now that I'm retired, I'm just gonna get out of here. He just hangs out at the, in the arcade, casino, whatever you refer to it as. That's just where he'll be. Underboss, that's funny. Alright, cool. Now deal with the user jabronis again. And there we go. Now we can go to Pasha Heights. But oh, we got eavesdroppers. Son of a bitch. Well, Beldam is eavesdrop, so now they know we're going to Pasha Heights. And because she could just teleport, she's bragging about getting there first, even though she could just teleport. So, now, aside from this song you're about to hear when we get onto the train, this is my least favorite chapter in the game. I would also gladly explain why it's the worst chapter in the game. There are many things wrong with this chapter, very few things good about this chapter. So, sure, it has a nice cozy atmosphere, and this song for when the train leaves is pretty cool, but Riverside Station, the boss of this chapter, Pasha Heights in general, and everything you do on the train is not very good. Why someone would say this is their favorite chapter? Sure, I'm not gonna argue with against them. They could like whatever they like, but a part of me is like, how? How out of all the chapters of this game do you like this the most? I don't get it at all. Um, it's confusing playing this chapter casually because there are a lot of times when you're really not told what to do right away. Especially since you're gonna be on this train for 3 days, 3 actual game days. And as you progress through whatever you're doing on the train, time will progress. So it's not like you can just sleep for 3 days. We actually will have to go around and do stuff on the train. So the first thing we can do is we found a note on the ground that tells us about a sticky explosion or something like that. It's actually not a bad shop. He has mushroom maple syrup. What's that there? Oh, tasty tonic. You know what? I'm fine. Mystery Bushi, fine. Actually, not a decent shop. So we have to go all the way bit to the back of the train and talk to the conductor. Or whatever. Yeah, conductor. And so, we tell him about a sticky yummy treat. And he's like, oh, I'll let you know if I hear anything. And so, that's all you get for information on what to do right now. So you just head back to your room, I guess, because there's nothing else to do. And everyone's here. So now you have to be here. And this penguin is from Shiver City, actually, which was an area in the first game for Chapter 7. I think. No, he's from Poshy Heights. What am I talking about? I just got it confused because Shiver City was where all the penguins lived in Chapter 7 in the first game. But apparently the chef is missing a big pot of stew that he was making, and so we're trying to find out who did it. Basically, it ends up being a kind of a big mystery, this chapter, of what's going on. Very similar to Chapter 3, where you did a mystery of what's going on around the arena. Strange. Strange to just recycle the plot line of the chapter. Weird. So, we really have nothing to lead on who to do stuff. Because it's not that great of a detective, but we find a trail of stuff here, so let's just follow the trail. Just follow the trail. Goes right into here. There's quite a hefty toad in here. Strange. We ask him about it, and he's like, what? I didn't take any food. And we search his things, and we find something under the thing. We find a gallery pot. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, it was me. Then he gives you the crystal star because he ate it, and the chapter's done. If only that was the case. But after solving that, he's like, you know what, I want to meet you. And he also tells him to return pot to the chef. We don't even have to do that. That's an optional thing, for some reason. But we can return the pot to the chef just because we won't clutter in our inventory. It doesn't count as an actual inventory thing. It's a story item, so it'll go into our special items. But we'll just return it anyway because, I mean, it's the point. I mean, the music inside the train's not so bad, but there's definitely more negative things about this chapter, I would say, than good. Okay. And so, we meet up with him. He talks us down after looking at it. He's like, wait, I know who you are. He's like, oh, you're Luigi. And we're like, no, we're not. So he just calls us Luigi the whole chapter. And he tells us that, well, the sticky explosive treat could be the family of Bob-ombs next to us. And now it's the afternoon. I do like how the music does change during the time of day. That's nice. Is there a... Yeah. The parents are arguing amongst themselves about what to get little Bobbert, I don't remember his name, little Bob for his birthday. And so he's like, since you're a detective, maybe you can figure out what I want for my birthday. And this family was one of the NPCs that were at the glitch pit, so he recognizes us as the Great Gonzalez. And so, it starts with an A. I feel like we can just go to the front of the train and finish this immediately. Yeah, he wants to be a train someday. I could just go check. Not that much of a big time thing I can do. Not much to talk about this right now. I'm just going from train to train just to get to the front. Good. Yeah, I figured. So, we know from the conductor that he wants that the boy wants to be a train engineer someday, and something he wants starts with an A. So let's talk to Zoot Toad. Sure he wants an avograph, but he only signs for chicks. So let me see if I can do this now. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's awesome. That really speeds this up. So yep, we got an autograph from the train engineer. That's good. I'm really glad I'm able to do that. So thank you, Chapter 6. I will say that once in my life. Thank you for being... That's the best thing about this chapter, is that I could just skip running back and forth between the bomb to figure out what I want. Cool. So now we have the autograph, we can just go return it to him. Little Bobito. I don't know his name. It's obviously Bob something because that's what they do with all the names. Maybe I could at least talk to him. Okay, I guess not. Alright, gives us a shine sprite. And now it is nighttime. And so we talked to the conductor. You don't get really any sign of what to do. I'm assuming you just go around and talk to NPCs to see if they needed to do anything. But oh, whoops. Call me Blanket PI. So conductor talks about how while he was handing out blankets to the passengers, he realized he was one short, which was for him. And says that that shouldn't be right. That was weird. And asks us to go look around and see where the extra blanket is. And if we talk to the passenger here, who was the one who stole the pot, because we just assumed that he stole it, says that he sees heard some noise coming from the next door. So let's go check it out. But the thing about this room is that there's no one here. Or is there? Yep, he's a ghost. And yes, he says that he has the blanket, but he has nothing to do with the yummy sticky treat. And he says that he died in his cabin years ago, and his luggage is still in the back. And he has a diary he would like. He does say to not read it. I have read it on stream. You get like 2 words into it before he comes and kills you. It's an instant game over. It's one of the many ways you can get an instant game over in this game. Don't know why that's dropping frames. So we have to go talk to the conductor. Now remember, you do use tube mode for this chapter. Great. There you go. There's the diary. Even the conductor's like, man, I'm dying to know what's written on it. Really to go the player into reading it. But yep, it's an instant KO. Kill. I don't know why it's a KO. So, We're not going to read it. I've read it on stream already. The game warns you like 3 times about it. But it only goes to like, it was a cloudy day when, and then he'll appear and kill you. And he hands you the blanket. And he's like, well, thanks, I'm gonna leave now. But then, instead he's like, you know what, never mind. It's actually, the place is nice, the wallpaper's pretty good here. Like, he just straight up says the wallpaper's so great. I mean, sure, it's fine. Makes me hungry for some chocolate, but whatever. And there we go. I believe you get a mushroom for this. Yeah, he just gives you a normal mushroom. And yep, we're basically told, just go to sleep. And that's all you need to do, just go to sleep. That is day 1 of the train. The shops are closed, basically everyone's going to sleep. I don't know where the chef lives in this train, because all the... whatever. Let's grab a few winks, huh? Yeah, Shane, let's grab a few winks, yeah? And there you go. Day 2. Another case of not knowing what to do immediately. Which, I mean, it's not like the game would just tell you what to do, but... you have to go to car 7? Or room 7. No, 6. Find out that the businessman squirrel here says he woke up this morning and his briefcase was gone, and his briefcase contained nitro honey syrup that, when mixed with calcium and a seashell, calcium from a seashell and a bit of gold, the things are gonna explode. It's gonna be a yummy, sticky treat. Now, I didn't talk to the waitress and an old elderly posh rich toad in the second car. They have also lost something. I'm not going to talk to them, but they have lost. The waitress has lost shell earrings, and the lady toad has lost a golden ring, which is crazy. It's almost like all those put together could make explosive results. But Zip Toad is also apparently missing. He hasn't been seen all morning. So we go to his room. We find a vital paper. It's not relevant to the note we got in the beginning that talked about the yummy sticky treat. I mean, it is related to it, but not to where it's like a letter labeled to us, like the first one note was. This is instead a vital paper from the businessman's... I don't know what he is. I don't know what the rats were ever called in Mario. But we returned him of his vital paper, and it is from his briefcase. So it's very suspicious that we found it in Zip Toad's room. So we have to go find him. Where you can only really assume he's obviously just not going to be in his room. All the other characters are just in their room, and they would obviously say something if he was there. So let's just get back to our room to take a breather. And oh. Zip Toad sus. So he said we would not catch him that easily, but then we caught him very easily. And it's the afternoon once again. So, and you find out that it's not actually Zip Toad, it's just someone who is impersonating Zip Toad. Oh, whoops, yep. So, now the whole yummy sticky treat threat is gone. Threat neutralized. But, there's a problem at Riverside Station. The bridge is up. They say that this is a problem after we get out the train, but the bridge is up right now. Which will contradict what was just said. So, Zip Toad's like, well, later, bruvs. It's me, Dupless. Haha, later, suckers. Now, I believe we can return the gold earrings and stuff, right? The golden earrings. I'll actually go see if I can do that right now. Okay. She gives you 30 schmackaroos. Which is pretty nice, I guess. I guess I'll go talk to the... Whoops. Guess I could go talk to the girl, too. I wasn't planning on doing this, but... The game gives you the earrings and the ring, because it's just part of the whole stick. So, you might as well just return them. She talks all wavy and nice when and then you see no, and she's like, "You're not cool," in like normal text. What's she said? Lost earrings and whatever. It's like she gives you a star piece for him or something. Yeah, thanks. We're the nicest mustached overall wearing guy we've ever met. Cool. That's always an achievement in its own. Now that's all done, we can finally leave this dang train for now. And this is pretty much the only active sections of this whole chapter, where we actually get to go around and do things. And yep, the drawbridge is up. Apparently, it was just raised before we made it to the station, even though it was raised. And yeah, of course I'm gonna be at full health and freaking do anything. And so now that's all taken care of. This is Riverside Station. A very infamous part, I would say, from my streams of this game, because there's always one section that the frame drops are just insane. And I'm almost positive it's going to happen here. And there's probably not a lot I can do about it. It just for some reason just always does it. I have no idea what I'm meant to do about it. But I will save before that happens to see if I can weigh my options. See if I can actually find a solution graphically to why. And hopefully fix it. Now this is why I talked about Flurry. And these are the same enemies from the first game, the first Paper Mario. They were in Chapter 6 also, in Flower Fields. They were a lot smaller, hence why people probably didn't even recognize these. Dang. Okay. Cool. Now I'm gonna take out Coops for this. What the? Alright. That can happen, yeah. Enemies can just drop, I didn't jump for some reason. But yeah, enemies can just drop badges. It's very uncommon, but it can happen. This isn't even like a puzzle. It's just you can just stare at it and learn the pattern. But I'm a very impatient man. Yeah. So after they both go, I can just keep going. Jeez. It's really that simple. There's also a star piece in here. So if you're looking to 100% the game, you gotta grab it. You could also use Yoshi for that. I always just do that. It's just faster. Alright, well later, Coops. Actually, I'm gonna keep Coops out. He is very useful for the next part. And the next part being the south side section. Ooh, that counts as a jump. That's fine, I'm just gonna end up killing this one. Yeah, Coops, I believe, is your weakest partner. After all the upgrades and such. Because he only does 5 damage. Flurry, I believe, also only does 5 damage. There's a handful of your partners that actually do 5 damage. Yeah, this section alone, Coops is pretty MVP. Another Thunder Rage. Now, do not use the Thunder Rage on the clouds, because they are thunder. That's unfortunate. I just have to get hit by it. Or do I? What I meant to say is Coops is gonna get hit by it. Awesome. Was really hoping he'd get down. Wow, really? A part of me was hoping that that would count as a ground attack, but I guess not. What in the name of God? Just kidding, I'll just do this. Oh, it does more damage. One more damage, too. Alright, yeah, FP. 100%. $15. Yes, there is a badge up there. It involves me using... Okay, weird explanation for this one. This happens anyway. Even on my console, for some reason, the frames just dropped to 30 here. I'm blowing away this piece of paper. Just a very odd thing that happens. Now. Yeah, I thought so. I actually can't really do anything here. Of course. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Ah! Flurry doesn't count. Yeah, boy. I'll just use this. Okay. Very odd first circle I did there. But everything works out okay. Button, please. There we go. There we go. Jeez. There we go. I guess I just have something for these for this earthquake. A tasty tonic? What the heck? What the frick? Oh, come on. That counts as a jump, too. Dude. Let's switch off the flurry. See if I can gale force him away. Everything turned out okay. Brain farted there. I'm literally gonna get like 600 coins after this chapter. What is wrong with me? At least they do less damage. As it gets smaller and smaller. Look at that, we're already at 60. Alright, cool. Any obstacles in our way if we failed this little test? It's been neutralized. Question is, let me see if I can get this first try. If I memorize the path. Alright, or I could just miss that jump completely. But it's fine. They'll let you go back up. Alright, yeah. Cool. I'm not fighting you. Alright. I'll keep Coops out. Obviously use this time to get my star meter up. I get the audience back. That should be it for the star meter. Wow. I was just being fancy. Cool. What a hard puzzle. Four. Very nice and shinies. And there we go. We got an Ultra Boots. Alright, cool. Now he's just to get on higher places and hit things from below. Not nearly as strict as the hammer swing. Take your swing. Not as necessary, but still rough to do. Come on. Come on. There you go. Luckily, you just cancel the animation when you get off it. Now we're gonna make our way back to the entrance. Since we have the elevator key, we can go raise the bridge, lower the bridge. Raising the bridge is why we're here in the first place. Well, after the handful of items we've been using, we can finally grab this Thunder Rage. Whoops. And this is where me saving again will come in handy. Ooh, you know what? I have a better idea. First I'm going to go manually save, just in case it doesn't work initially. I'm not bothering to use the coin block, to use the healing block, because we're going to sleep right after this. And now I'm going to create a save state. Save state in slot 1. Alright. Let's see how this looks initially. Alright. Now let me change the graphics up. Let me see if just speeding it up will make it go better. Alright, let's just see if this works. I like how it's actually just running at 120 FPS. Alright. Oh, no, no. Well, still gotta wait. Because we have to go back up the elevator. And now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave. Save again. Go back to 100. Obviously stop and restart. Yeah, got the warning that opening the graphics and changing the graphics will make it look funky. Yeah, I know, that's why it looked kind of funky doing that speed increase. Alright. Cool. Let's get going. Well, that's a nice new fix to that. I still don't know the graphical reason to fix it, but I'm fine with that solution as well. Yep, next stop is our last, Poshley Heights. And that's why I didn't use the HP block. Even though it would have been good use to just throw away the money, because we don't need it. Alright. Now, there's a problem here. It's a nice, quiet morning, but it's a bit too quiet. And you find out most of the passages are gone. And the s'mores are once again, which is what these little things are called, that were in the thing that caused the thing to close. The s'mores. S'mores. I just said s'mores just to be funny. I don't know why. As a kid, I associated this specific like theme of music that's playing right now with Crump and the X-Nauts, so I just assumed something was up with Lord Crump during this part. But nope, it's just you're actually just getting attacked by Shmorgs that have nothing to do with it. I'm here to sell this tasty tonic. Yep. All they say is Shmorg, and they got in from the back, apparently. Easier to just do this. Okay. Not what I wanted to do. So we rescued the conductor and waitress, but everyone else is still there. Dang, those black things. Alright, gotta go all the way to the back here. Awesome. I didn't miss. Take out Goombella. Yeah, I'm fine. Time for the worst chapter boss in the game. Not because it's a hard boss or anything, it's actually just a bad boss. What does Goombella to say about this? This is a train's roof. Look at that scenery go whipping by. Wowzer! Look, there's no time for me to describe these stuff. These guys are so annoying. They're flippy and floppy and gross and I hate them. Keep pressing the button. There we go. I don't know. I still don't understand the mindset of this boss design. Like, it's just not a good boss. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's just not a good boss. It only has 50 HP compared to you dealing with Cortez and Crump's 60. Like, sure, it has one attack that can do a lot of damage, but it's just not a good boss fight. I don't know. Its song sucks too, kind of, to be honest. Like, the song isn't that great either. Everything's wrong with this boss. Nothing good about it. Nothing. I couldn't get an excellent. That was literally perfect, and I couldn't get an excellent on it. Alright. Yeah, why not? Now we are able to spring jump now, but I'm not going to. Mostly because there's no reason to. Alright. Now the thing about this part, you don't have to destroy this thing to fight him. You can still just attack him normally. Also, yeah, that does 10 damage if you didn't block. Or if I didn't have any extra defense. I can also just super guard it, lol. And that's it. That's the boss. Thank you for wasting my time. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this chapter. You come to Posture Heights, and there's one thing that happens, but you find out it does not matter. And there we go, Posture Heights. We made it. We really made it. We go buy a couple more Thunder Rages. I'm trying to think, is there another shop we can buy those at? I think the shop in Chapter 7 sells them, maybe? We'll see when we get there. I have one, so you don't get any items during this part. And it's not a shop here. There's someone selling spaghetti, but that's it. And the song playing usually is just based on the song that's playing outside, which right now is Posture Heights. Yeah, this is where pretty much a lot of NPCs live. Because usually when they're rich and posh, you can just live wherever you want. There's Toodle's house. That was the Bob-omb family right there. This is also where penguins live. Yeehaw. You can stay at the hotel, and you'll have like a special item waiting for you. But other than that, yeah, that's it for this chapter. One more Shine Sprite, huh? Yep, one more Shine Sprite, and then we're good. So, there's 6 Shine Sprites I didn't have to get. The 6th one I'm getting here will be it for all the upgrades, so there's 3 and I know of. So I'm wondering where those other 3 are. There's the other one in Rogueport. There's the one in the sewers. There's the 2 that are on the way to Chapter 7, or in Chapter 7. So that's like 3 right there. Then there's another one. There's another one in Rogueport. That's 4. So it's like that's 2 I'm missing, or I can't think of where they are. There's the Chapter 5 one, so that's 5, or Chapter 2 one. Sorry. Where is the other one I'm thinking of? Because there aren't any in the final chapter. There aren't any on the moon. I can't think of where the last one is. And yeah, you don't even have to stand in that spot. It just lets you know where the pulse is. So you can just come over here. You can also jump to this pole over here, but if you don't know where it is specifically, don't bother. Especially if you're me and have trouble winding this thing up. So I'd like to not miss not miss the poles. But yeah, this music also freaked me out as a kid. This and the next area's theme. Should also hit you around the poles. Should I leave a dent in your head eventually? Alright. So, you find out that the crystal star that Dupless and Marilyn Beldam was just fake. That was just on there for display. The real one's hidden somewhere in here. And look at that, Mario's in a painting, and it's now good again. It's not like the game we streamed before this was apparently a bad idea. How much? Okay, we just do one battle with these things. You know what? They're airborne enemies. Let's see how this works. Mm. Alright, that's fair. That's the one I already kind of hit. Alright, this is a level up though. Oh, this do be a level up though. That is HP, yes. Now, we might have to clear the enemies around here, since there's going to be aggroing onto us while we're trying to climb this pole. Yep, like this guy. I knew it. I had a feeling it was the big group. Now, sadly, you can't do anything like you do with Atomic Boo. I'll just, sweet art attack him. I don't know why someone says sweet treat. That's not an offensive attack. I believe in this game's code there was an a dark Atomic Boo fight. I also could be mixing it up with Super Paper Mario, because there was a big Atomic Boo in that game, but there wasn't a dark one in that one either. So I could be mixing it up with that game. But yeah, only spot in the game where dark blues are, not counting the Pit of 100 Trials, because like every enemy makes up a reappearance there. Even the rare ones. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know where the last Shine Sprite is that I'm thinking of, because that's 5. One in the sewers, the other one in Rogueport, 2 of them in Chapter 7. The one I missed in Chapter 2. Yeah, I don't know where the last one is then. Okay. I was just making sure I didn't actually have 7 of them. And that was technically the last one. There we go. There's the emblem. The lemblem. And there we go. Waluigi time. There we go. We can now use Showstopper. Why they made this ability 2 start points to use is beyond me, because this can just kill all the enemies on screen. Why? I don't know. Essentially like using Flurry's Gale Force, but it actually will work 90% of the time. There we go. Now let's get out of here. Yeah, he's like, ah, so that's where it was. I mean, no, I'm not irresponsible. Well, let's get out of here then. Well done, Luigi. And there you go, the final Peach section. It's not even much of a Peach section. But we will find out what was on that disc. As well as us, the Shadow Signs apparently telling that Grotus was telling Grotus that the star that they just got was actually just a fake, and now we have everyone except the one that he has. So hoo boy. But Zeknot is like, I have something else to tell you. And then Grotus is like, what? He's like, treason. And you're like, huh? Who betrayed the X-Not people? Who has been helping the enemy the whole time? Scratches chin. Picks off dandruff on top of head. I don't know. There's a reason it's called the Final Peach section. Because after Chapter 7, it'll just skip the Final Peach section. It'll just skip the Peach section and go right to Bowser. So, Tech is, he's like, I don't know what to do anymore. So he's just like, please, just get out of here. And Peach is like, well, I don't even know where this is. And Tech's like, well, I now know exactly why you're being kept here. And that was her being told what was going on. We don't know. Technically, as the viewer, as the player, we don't know. Peach knows what's going on here, but we don't know still. And so Tech's like, please, you have to get out of here. And that's where Tech reveals that Peach is on the moon. Says that there's a way she can escape, though. But Peach is like, well, I guess I have to tell Mario first. But while she's typing it on the keyboard, Retro Peachy. And well, since Grotus is like, well, we gotta fix this malfunctioning computer, and that's just completely boot reset, I guess. Text says a very cryptic message. I don't know what it said. Who knows what it said? Probably nothing. And well, Tech is completely off. And boy, they have a date with Destiny. Where they are during the events of Chapter 7, I don't know, actually. If I'm being completely honest. But, technically speaking, this is also the sort of final Bowser section. You do something after this chapter, but it's another pretty average Bowser section where you just walk around and talk to someone, and that's it. This is the last actual sort of active Bowser section. And, oh boy, the team found an underground section that could possibly lead to treasure or a crystal star. Ooh, will he finally find a crystal star? I don't know. They're all still out there. They haven't been gotten by Mario or anything yet. There's Luigi. And there goes Luigi. Thank you, Luigi. And this is the final Bowser level. I did, on my last stream of this, try to find out what happens when you get 100 coins. And boy, was I disappointed to find out nothing happens when you get 100 coins. There's no level up sound, or there's no, like, freaking, like, one up sound or anything. There's nothing. very disappointing. Also, the yellow block down there cannot be broken, no matter what. Because when you're tiny Bowser, you can't break blocks. So the yellow block is just an obstacle. Oh, well, speaking of. Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder what the highest score you can get on the Bowser level is if you, like, destroy everything and finish as fast as possible. But oh look, here's the underground section. Looks like a big meathead is guarding the Crystal Star, baby. Oh, and it's on a championship. Oh. Uh-oh. There he is, the cockhead himself. As he points to the audience telling you how he could forget them. And well, that's how you counter a drop kick. You just jump on the person's whole body. Simple. And well, they find out that the Crystal Star that Rockhawk had was also just fake. And apparently, Rockhawk tells us that the Great Gonzalez has them. And he's like, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? So Mario's got the stars, fucking Great Gonzalez has the stars, what the fuck, man? Also, I said no accidentally because I was pressing B to speed up the text. And B usually just goes to the lower option, which is usually no. And well, home sweet home. And well, Peach tells us that she's on the moon, but in order to resurrect the monster spirit, they need something. She ran out of data or something. I don't know. She got that unlimited data plan. So sorry, Peach. Sucks to be you. Let's take a look around real quick to see if I missed something. Anything to buy? Wow, like all the badges he has are almost right there. You know what? I guess I'll just buy this. Why the fuck not? Listen to me, nice and supportive of my brother. But here is this feller. And yep, he struck oil, baby. And he gave us 600 coins. I believe every time you invest in something, he gives you 300 coins. So since we invested 200 coins into him, he gave us 600 back. That's why I wanted a good amount of money going into this. So we're going to upgrade our 2 characters, and then that's going to be it for this stream. We'll do all the stuff with the door after tomorrow. Dodgy Fog. Yep. Bubble Bast. And that is it for everyone, quote unquote. The other one's also in Rogueport. Alright, yep, I know where all the shine sprites are that I didn't get. Alright, cool. I completely forgot about that one. Wow. Alright then, yeah. That leaves 6 left that we will not get. And that's gonna be for the stream. Thank you everybody for coming out. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you can see posts about what I'm going live and what I'll be playing. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube so if you miss a stream, I'll post them there after I finish recording. And make sure to follow me here on Twitch so you get notifications of the moment I go live. Now, I was told via my mom, I can also just look up the weather reports on my own, that the next few days are going to be quite rough. I believe some tropical storms and whatnot, so I might not stream the next couple days because of that. Though, who knows, the weather could suddenly be good, and I might, so we'll just see. Obviously, if I'm not on at this time, I won't be streaming, obviously, so just keep an eye out. I'll make a post, of course, as well. So, alright, I'll see you guys next time. Later.